Hello, everyone. Welcome to the New Music and Artist Show, the show that highlights, spotlights, and just might give independent and small record label artists a breakthrough they need in the music industry. I am T. Brown Rebel. I am the host, creator, producer of this show. And if anything goes to hell in a handcart, I'm solely responsible. So, anyway, hey, with me is a very good friend, Reality.
How's it
Reality, how
going?
you doing, brother?
I am doing great and I'm happy to be back, man. Thank you for having me back.
Thanks so much for always all the support. All the correspondence. You and I, we probably corresponded once a week over the last probably 6 weeks on
Probably.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, and really appreciate that and the friendship, and that's why we do this show is developing the relationships and just try to get your stuff out to as many people as we possibly can. And I know that you also support other artists
of
and
course.
and other artists we've had on the show.
Of
So
course.
why don't we start with that? You're really active in the indie, movement. And why don't you just talk about it?
Cool. Um well yeah, man. I feel like the best way of building, I guess, like a community, because like you said, we are independent artists, so we have to wear all the hats. Like I
Right.
shoot all of my own videos, I make all of my own music, I do all of my own marketing and stuff, and that's the same for pretty much almost every independent artist as well. And it's really hard for us, like we were saying, it's very hard for us to get that platform or get that attention. So I feel like what I have found the easiest way, or the most effective way I should say, to kind of bring all of us up is to support each other, is to like be
Yeah.
there for each other and to support, share our music, listen to our music, interact with our content and stuff. And yeah, dude, I mean, I feel like I would be a hypocrite to ask people to support me when I don't actively
Yeah.
support other people. And it just feels better that way, man. If it feels like genuinely good to support somebody else and to see somebody else doing what you want to do in their own way, it's inspiring.
Yeah. We talked about just this network and network that you have, network New Music and Artist Show has of artists. And it's they're the indie I'll call it just the indie nation for lack, first thing that came to
Mhm.
mind. The indie nation. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of music out there.
Yeah.
The social platforms have helped artists get their stuff out there, but there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about how you promote your music
Mhm.
and others, and maybe even giving some nuggets of wisdom here to some others.
Definitely. Yeah. So, it's kind of funny because I have well, to start off, I should say that I think the best way to promote yourself is TikTok right now. I feel like that, like if you're not on there and you're not actively using that, and if you're trying to get your name out there, you're missing out on something really, really big right now. But anyways, I say that to say I have two TikTok accounts. I have one that is official reality, that's my own, where I make my own music and share my music. And then there's one for my business, which is Diamond Studios, which I specifically dedicate to giving artists tips and helping them, learn how to mix your music better, or learn how to promote yourself, or just learn how to conduct yourself in a professional manner and stuff like that. So yeah, dude, I think the best way to promote yourself is to just really be yourself, because that's what you're best at, really, is just being yourself. And that's what
Right.
I'm best at. That's all I know how to do. I don't think I'm the best rapper. I don't think I'm the best singer, the best producer. I'm not the best anything. The only thing that I'm the best at is being myself,
Yeah.
and so you should use that to your advantage. And yeah, that's kind of like the main point of my promotion at all times, is just be myself, but also make it interesting, give value to other people.
Yeah. You've got a new single that came out March 4th, was it
March
that it
4th.
came
Yep.
out? Yeah.
Yep.
Man. And everyone, this is going to be a unique episode. When we drop the podcast, uh, Reality is going to let us actually feature two songs. So "Be a Man" dropped on the 4th,
Hmm.
and you have a new song, "Wasted," that's going to drop on March 18th, Friday, next Friday.
Mhm.
March 18th. And so what we're going to do is I'm giving it away on the podcast already. You know, when once people listen to the podcast, we're going to do
Mhm.
the intro with "Be a Man," and then we're going to do the outro music. Is going to be the preview
The premiere.
of the premiere. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I got to use a bigger word for this, right? The premiere of Wasted. So
Mhm.
let's start with "Be a Man," and all the listeners love to hear the story behind the song.
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
Okay, so, the past couple weeks and months, and even the past, like, year or 2, I don't know if you can hear that, but my dogs are outside. Can you hear them barking right now?
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yep, this is a real show. You know, you and I were laughing about when I exit out of the browser, right? And
Yeah.
we've got like this dead space, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
That's
we
hilarious.
love the dogs barking.
That's
So, yep,
hilarious. Dude,
it's
I
the
have
background.
I have I have 4 dogs. One of them is a senior special needs dog, and 3 of them are puppies. So I have my handful at all times. Anyways, back to the actual meaning of the song. Yeah, so like a big theme that has been like very prevalent in my life for the past like couple weeks, couple months, and even the past couple years has really been like I feel transitioning from being like a young man, like a young adult, to really being more of a grown man and really taking on responsibilities that come with just growing up and maturing and just getting older, just being a man. You know, I'm in my mid 20s, early to mid 20s, and I don't feel like a teenager anymore. You know, I have real life responsibilities, and I made this song at a time when I was just overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed. There was so much on my plate all at once, and it was just becoming a lot. Bills
Hmm.
piling up. Like I start the song off by saying, "My bros want me to flow. My mom just want to see a man. The bills stacking now. Everyone want to see the plan." You know, it's like these people want music from me. My mom wants to see me mature. The bills are stacking up. Everybody wants to know how am I gonna do this all. You know, that's how I was feeling, and I was just feeling so like just overwhelmed and frustrated, and like it was too much. And I was having a conversation with my dad, and then I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, Jakari, the day that I made the song, and I was just expressing that to them, and I just felt like I had so much to say, and out came the song. You know, it was really just
Hmm.
like an artist, like a painter throwing every color of paint on the canvas just like furiously and very emotionally. That's what it was. It was really me just letting out these demons that had been stuck inside of me and that I didn't know what to do with. You know, it was just very
Hmm.
very overwhelming.
Hmm. Yeah. When you write a song, when you're feeling like that, is it a weight lifted off your chest then?
Oh my god. Yeah, and you know, it's crazy because nowadays, I don't really even write my songs anymore. Like the song "Be a Man," I wrote like 3 of those lines, and then the rest of the song, the entirety of the song was freestyled. So
Okay.
that's how genuine it gets. Like
Yeah.
I'll really like I'll play the beat and I'll think of a line and I'll click record and then I'll listen to that and I'll pace around the room and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna say next? Think of another line, lay it down, and then listen to it and pace around and think of another line and lay it down, and that's how the whole song came about. So it's really like that in the moment right now. This is what I'm feeling at
Right.
this specific moment, energy. And I feel like the song really it feels like that, you know, it feels different.
When you're feeling like that, though, I mean, I felt like that, you know, in life. And how do you find the energy though then to create when
Hmm.
you have that feeling? I mean, we've all felt the weight of the world on our shoulders, on our chest, and you know, and we get so consumed by this mentally.
Yeah.
How do you find that energy to actually express it then in a song?
It's crazy because that's the only way that I know how to. You know,
Hmm.
that's the only way that I know how to get these feelings out the way that I want to, you know, cuz I could sit down right here and tell you how I'm feeling. It's not going to be the same as when I sit down and make a song about it though. You know, when I make
Right.
a song about it, you're going to feel what I'm feeling. You're going to hear and feel that emotion. It's going to strike a chord. So
Right.
it's the only way that I truly really know how to express myself. And I'm sure that it go like any artist that is really about their music and sees it as like their vessel to like express themselves,
Hmm.
they know what I'm talking about. You know, they can relate because it's like that's all I have. That's the only way I know how to get this off. Because once it's out, I'm like, oh, okay, that's out. Like I can move on. Because once I was done with Be a Man, I listened to it for like a week, and I'm like, okay, I'm over it. Like I'm ready to move on to something else. You know.
Cool. Yeah. Do you get the same creative juices when things are good and you're happy? Is it just as easy to write?
Yeah, yeah. You know, and it's it's um it's all about where I am at that moment. You know, if I'm feeling, I don't know, like if I have a really great day, it's going to be easy for me to talk about the fact that I had a great day. You know, like I don't know, I don't particularly box my music in as like, oh, this is a happy song, this is a sad
Right.
song, it's just it's just real emotion. You know,
Yep.
it's just an emotional song. And an emotional song doesn't necessarily have to mean like it makes you want to cry. You know, it could be like, I don't know, like Be a Man is an emotional song in the sense that I feel like a boxer could like listen to that as he's like stepping into the ring.
Yep.
That's a different kind of emotion. That's
Yeah.
like getting pumped up emotion. Whereas like, I don't know, other songs may have, you know, it's just emotion. It's just real genuine emotion. So whatever I'm feeling, and an emotional person as
Hmm.
most artists are, whatever I'm feeling, that translates into my music. However, you know, whatever those feelings are.
Do you read?
I do actually. I do. I'm glad you asked that. You know, I've been getting into audiobooks, you know, because I don't
Hmm.
have the time to like sit down
Right.
and read a book. You know, my mind moves a million miles per hour. So I don't have the time or the attention span to sit and really read a book. I do sometimes, but it's much more effective for me to listen to a book while I'm washing dishes or while I'm cooking or something. And within the past like week, I'm on my third book already. So yeah, I've been getting really back into it pretty heavily.
Yeah, I guess the reason I asked was, good lyric writers like yourself, um, are readers,
Hmm.
of some kind, and yeah, it seems to go hand in hand.
Yeah,
But anyway, that was the basis for the question. But
yeah.
I'm the same way. I love audiobooks. Yeah, I have a lot of drive time.
Mm,
Too, and so that seems to fit. And but then I start to ignore music once I'm and
yeah.
I love music, so then I get consumed with some books too. So I kind of drift on and out and on of audibles.
You know,
Um,
it's interesting because I'm the same way, you know, but like my full-time job is literally making music. Like music is the entirety of my life. And my one of my homies actually was in the studio the other day, and he put me on to reading audiobooks. And I was telling him, I'm like, oh dude, I don't know, like I don't really drive too much anymore, so like I don't know when I would listen to them. And now looking back at it, that was just me putting up an excuse for myself. I'm like,
yeah,
I wash dishes, I clean, I take a shower, I, you know, I could just put it on and listen to it
right.
then, you know. So it's like that was just me making an excuse without even realizing it, you know. So yeah, I mean, like I'm right now I'm more into books than listening to music because I need an escape from music sometimes. It's
Yeah,
the entirety of every
it's
single day, you know. It's too much.
it's right, exactly. A guy said to me one time, he said, "Be careful making your hobby your job." Right?
Oh my God, yes. That's literally that's the story of my life, man. And it's like a blessing and a curse because, you know, I'm blessed that it's been almost a year that all of my bills have been paid and all of my vacations and all of my trips and everything has been paid through the money that I make with
Yeah,
music. And that's a blessing because if you would have told that to me when I was 12 years old, I would have thought that I was a freaking rock star, you know, which I am, but I mean, but no, it's like it's just like when it like you said, when it's every single day, and not every day is my own music, you know.
yeah,
Sometimes
right.
it'll be weeks that I don't
Yeah,
even touch a single song of mine because I work with artists from all around the world, and it's just working on that and that and that, and it's maddening, you know.
yeah. Hey, I want to just ask you this yet on independent artists and the challenges that you face as an independent artist. Listeners get back to me and they'd love to hear the different challenges. And what it right off the top of your head, what's the biggest challenge?
Getting people to care.
Hmm.
Getting people to care because look, the way that society works right now, we are always in front of a screen. We're in front of a
Yeah.
screen right now. We're in
Right.
front of our screens every day, all day, every single day, whether it be our phones, our tablets, our computers, our TVs. We're always being stimulated with something, So getting to cut through that noise and getting somebody to care about what you have to say is by far the hardest thing that an artist probably has to do. Because once you finally get somebody to care, you usually got them.
Yeah.
You got them. They're on your team, and they'll ride with you. They support whatever you do. But getting them to care, that's the hard thing because there's just so much noise. There you scroll. Here's the thing, when you post something on Instagram, you have that one time that you pop up on somebody's screen to make an impression, and you
Yep.
know how easy it is to scroll. That if they scroll past that, that was your shot, that
Yep.
you did not make it past that noise. And the way that algorithms are set up, not even all of your followers see what you even post. So it's just really difficult to get people to care. And now with TikTok, that the videos are getting shorter and shorter and shorter, you've got about half a second to catch somebody's attention
Right.
before they determine whether or not they
Yep.
want to give you any time. And if it's not interesting within the first second, then scroll, you know?
Right. What do you do? You got to move people, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta move them emotionally somehow, either funny or just or get them to care, like
Hmm.
you said. Um, what methods do you use to move people?
Well, like I said earlier, I feel like my best trait is being myself. And that's kind of what I do, I don't know, man. I do a lot of studying. I look at the people that inspire me and the kind of content that I watch, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like, why do I watch this? Like, what is it about this that I find interesting? What is keeping me listening to this book for 8 hours or watching this video for 10 minutes? Or what is it about this that's making me stay? And whatever it is, I'm like, okay, now how can I translate that to whatever I'm doing?
Right.
And then I don't know, everything is situational, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, but at the core of it all, it's really just being myself. I'm not, because I know I could do a little skit on TikTok or do a prank or whatever, and it'll probably get a million hits. But that's not who I am. I'm not gonna do something that's popular just because I know it's popular and it'll get a lot of attention. I would rather do what I do and not have it get as much attention, but the attention that it does get is real. And the people that are sticking around because they like what I'm doing. Because, you can play the role of a character, but you can't play that character forever. It's going to
Right.
catch up with you eventually.
Yeah.
So, I don't play a character, and I just be myself, and it works
Yeah.
sometimes. Other times people aren't that interested, but you know, if they're not interested, then I'm just not for them, and I'm okay with that.
Yep. 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 Not everybody is for everybody, right? I
Yeah.
think it took me a long time in this life to understand that instead of
Hmm.
trying to be everything for everybody, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I find it kind of interesting. I did a podcast before this one, and I had three other buddies, and we would sit around a mic on a Sunday night, and we called ourselves the Sports Talking Drunks, and and and, and we'd drink beer or whiskey or wine or whatever is
Nice.
our drink of choice for about an hour and a half, and we'd talk sports, and then our last episode though that we did, and it just got hard really for all of us to get together
Hmm.
every week. And I'll never forget my buddy said, "You know what? Quite frankly, we thought we were a lot more funny and a lot more interesting." He said, "But we are to ourselves, and that's what's important."
There you go. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. And if I were to hear him say that, I would have been like, "All right, I'm watching now. Like this guy's got something. This guy knows what's up." So, Yeah,
Oh,
see that's what it is.
yeah, yeah, he had something all right, but, yeah, and that's that's your buddy that, that you I'm throwing under the bus. My buddy, I'm throwing under the bus just a little bit there, but not a lot. We had a lot of fun doing it, and
Sounds
like
like
I said,
fun.
we were just ourselves, but, yeah, it's a time commitment, and if you're gonna dive in, right? If you're gonna dive in as an indie artist and you really want to make an impact, and make a living doing it, making an impact, you gotta
Mhm.
dive in all the way, don't you? You gotta go right in
Man.
on the deep end of the pool,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but that leads me to, what are the rewards that you get from being an indie artist?
Oh, man. Well, first and foremost, that any success that I see is my success. That is because
Mhm.
I did it. That is
Yep.
because nobody dealt me a card, nobody gave me a handout. Like that was because I did it and that was my intuition, my gut that I trusted. So that I feel like is the best. And it's crazy. I was just writing a lyric yesterday that said I think it said something like I don't mind missing a shot as long as I threw the ball, because
Yeah.
like I can't like what would absolutely destroy my soul would be to fail by somebody else's hand because I'm not in control of my own stuff, and
Yep.
being an independent artist, I'm in control of literally every single aspect of the process. Everything. So if I fail is because and that's the thing. I don't really fail. I learn. I don't
Yeah.
consider anything that I've
Yep.
done a failure at all. I don't think up to this point I've failed with anything. I have not seen things pan out the way I saw them in my head, but that doesn't make it a failure. But, uh if things don't turn out the way that I want them to, that's because of me. But on the flip side, if things turn out exactly the way that I wanted to or even better, that's also because of me.
Right.
Just that freedom is great. I'm the type of person that I can't have a boss, and that's why I quit my job last year is
Yep.
because it was just driving me insane to have to come in and clock into a job that I was absolutely miserable at and follow this guy's rules just because he tells me that that's what I'm supposed to do even though I disagree with it and waste all my time in the day and it's insanity. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean that's probably the biggest reward about being an independent artist is the freedom and being able to say that that's what you did. Any success that you see is from your own hand.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You did say, and I love it, if you missed the shot, you took it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're not gonna make the shot if you don't
Hmm.
take it.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about that and just the what we were talking about before we came on, just, how many artists are out there and in supply and demand, and
Hmm.
how many good artists you and I hear,
Hmm.
independent artists that their music is even better than what we get if we hear something that's promoted by a music label.
Yeah.
And there's just so much out there, and the everyone you're not going to not you're not going to make that living if you don't take that shot. No doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
You don't have
literally,
a chance.
and I even have, a lyric of that in Be a Man. I say, what do I say? So, what do I say? "I shoot my shot till I ain't got shit to shoot. You may think that I'm screaming at God, but really I'm trying to hit the moon."
Yep.
And if I'm shooting my shots, I'm just like, I'm trying to get to the moon, I'm trying to take my shot as far as I can possibly take it, and that's
Yep.
just that's just me shooting them.
Yep. Yep. Have you been able to do some live shows now? Is that opening up?
Yeah, yeah. I've had some opportunities. I did have a couple of shows back in November here in my studio
Mhm.
actually when I dropped my
Oh,
last my
cool.
last project. Yeah, things changed, but so do I. I did like a 2 weekend show just in here. It was real intimate, about like 15 people max. But it was really cool, man. That was the first time since the pandemic had hit that I performed, and I performed all songs that I had never done before, and it was really cool. And I have had some opportunities for shows, but for the most part, I have turned them down just because I don't know, at the point that I'm at right now, like I really want to be able to give the experience that I want to give, and put on like my own show and my own experience, my own set,
Yeah.
and not just like be a roster on somebody else's showcase. I'm just another 15-minute slot. Like
Yeah.
I want to give the people the reality experience, and so yeah, that's mostly why I haven't done as many shows as I would like, but
Mhm.
yeah, that's gonna change. I feel like you know, hopefully I'm not speaking out of line, but I think the things seem to be slowing down. Maybe we could start
Right.
losing the masks, and maybe hopefully things start clearing up. But yeah, it's a bright future with that respect. There's gonna be time for that.
It's changed. I'm from a more rural area. We've got a city here, surrounding area, about 70,000 people,
Mm,
and it's changed. It's almost like there's not even a pandemic anymore
yeah.
in some of these rural areas. So I don't think you're saying anything out of turn. I think we really are turning the corner. Do you get a chance to see much live music around the area at all?
Not as much as I
Yeah.
would like, unfortunately, because I'm still personally trying to keep safe because I
Yep.
got I got a nasty
Yeah.
case of COVID last year
Oh, you did.
before the vaccines were available. So I got it pretty
Yeah.
bad, and thank God none of my family got it when
Yep.
I got sick. So I'm still very cautious of that,
Yep.
and my job is to be in person working with
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
So I still try to be very careful about that. I don't go to bars. I
Yep.
don't go to crowded places if I don't have to. So I'm still trying to be careful about that. But I
For
mean, like
sure.
when I went to Colorado last year, I saw a band in the Red Rocks,
I have
the
to get
stadium.
there.
Oh my
That's
God,
Who
life
did you see?
changing. I think they were I think they were called Lotus. I really
Okay.
don't even know. I think there was some like a jam band or something. I I,
Uh-huh.
I really don't know, but me and my partner, we went to breakfast when we got there, and then the waitress comes in. I'm like, "Hey, we're from Chicago. Like, what is there to do around here?" And they're like, "Oh, like the Red Rocks just opened this weekend." And I'm like, "Okay." And I looked up who was going, and I'm like, "All right, we're
Let's do
going."
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, not as much live music as I would like, but hopefully that'll change coming this summer.
Last time we talked, I think it was, August,
Somewhere around there, yeah.
last year. What's changed for you personally in 6 months?
Man, whoa. I feel like I am more focused, way, way more focused. I when around that time I was kind of riding the high of finally being full time with music, and
Yeah.
I rode that high for a couple weeks, a couple months, and then I feel like I crashed and burned, just because I like I got burnt out. I didn't realize how deep the water was, when I just
When you jumped
jumped
into the
off.
deep end,
Yeah, I
right?
didn't I didn't
Yeah.
realize how deep it was, and you know the month that I quit was one of the best months I have ever had. It was like 2, 3 months worth salary of the last job that I was at. So I was like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. And then business kind of started slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. And I was just like, man, did I make like a wrong call? Like, am I going to be able to survive? And like, I just had no motivation for music, and the business was dry. And, I wasn't getting very much sleep, and just unhealthy habits, having a drink or two every night and smoking every day. And it was just like, I feel like I wasn't centered, but
Mhm.
now I feel like I am so obsessed with just putting everything that I have into this, and I'm just so like hyper focused on being the best me that I can be, and holding myself accountable for the choices that I'm making, for the goals that I have, and for the responsibilities that I have. So I just feel a lot more focused, and I feel like I understand how to run this business now. I understand balance a little more. I know that, hey, I should probably leave work and go outside, take a walk, maybe tonight I won't have a drink, or I probably shouldn't smoke, and just very, very level headed now, more level headed.
How do you find the way though? I totally get it. I've tried to do this, try to be the best me. How do you stay centered on that?
Um, that's a hard question fully answer because I feel like I'm still trying to figure it out.
Mhm.
But I don't know, man. I just feel like I set these goals for myself, and since everything lies on me now. Like I don't have a job. I don't have a 9 to 5 or anything. Like this is all me right now. I took the dive and I'm in the water now, and if this is going to happen is because I make it happen. And if it doesn't happen is because I'm not making it happen. So that kind of like I keep that in my mind, and I'm like, well, it's all dependent on me. If I get this ship moving, then I'm gonna move it,
Right.
so that kind of like it's almost like self-motivation. Just I'm trying to stay as focused. No, let me rephrase that. I am staying as focused as I can possibly be, just to achieve the goals that I set for myself. Because when I achieve these goals, it just feels so damn good because I know that I did that. Maybe with some help of others, maybe by myself. Regardless, I did something that I said that I was going to do, and that to
Mhm.
me is just the best feeling. There's no better feeling than that. So it's almost like, yeah, like a natural high that I get out of succeeding and achieving the goals that I set for myself. And that really helps me to stay like laser focused.
Do you reflect on those items every day?
Yeah, maybe not every single day. But I have been more conscious of that. I have been sometimes
Mhm.
as of late, my nights have been ending at around like 1 or 2 in the morning, just because I'll be in the studio late. So once I'm showered and I'm in bed, I have a journal that I keep, and in there, I'll write a little paragraph
Fantastic.
about my day. Yeah, I'll write, how the day went, what I did, and then I'll write a couple things that I want to make happen. And even I have a whiteboard over there, and each month I write a new phrase on it. And this month it says speak it into existence. So I've just really been conscious about saying what I want to happen and subconsciously making it happen.
It does
And
happen,
it
right.
really does. Yeah, no,
Yep.
and I'm like there's nobody that can convince me that manifestation is not real. Like there's just no way anyone could ever convince me that that's not true. But there are phases in my life where I kind of fall in and out of like
Mhm.
being on top of my manifestations, and sometimes
We all do.
I'm just not focused on it. And then sometimes I like wake up every day and I'm like ready to go. And right, especially this year, since the start of 2022, I took the last couple weeks of almost the whole month of December off. I was traveling with my partner. We went to a couple different states, and then I spent time with the family afterwards for the holidays. And then as soon as this year started, it was like straight to work, and I feel like
Mhm.
I have not stopped working since the year started. So yeah, it's just been kind of that. I'm back on my manifestations and making sure that I'm conscious of what I want to happen, and making it happen.
Everybody needs that recharge, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
and it really did help. I don't know. For me, it was the combination of traveling and spending time with family and just really being able to rest and stuff like that. And then I was like, all right, let's get going.
Yeah. Cool, cool. Um, you wanna do a 30-second rapid fire question?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go.
It's a tradition in the episodes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
there might be a question or 2 that we did back in August
I don't even
for
remember them, so
reality.
that's fine.
Right, right. So, okay, what's your favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm really enjoying Woodford Reserve Double Oaked right now.
What was your favorite TV show when you were a little kid?
Favorite TV show as a little kid. Shit. That's so many. Ah, I don't know. Pokemon. I don't know. This is the first thing that came to my head.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oof. Um, the ability to manipulate time.
Superman or Batman?
Batman every day.
If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Um, ah, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking Egypt right now.
Who's your favorite talk show host?
Shoot. I don't know. I don't know, one of the Jimmys. Oh, you. Yeah, you. Yeah. This is a podcast. That doesn't count. This is a podcast.
So when you hear the podcast, actually, I'm on the screen. Reality can see me, and I'm pointing at myself the whole time, and
Yeah.
he has
I
his
didn't
head
even
down.
realize. I didn't even realize.
That's a trick
Definitely T
question.
Brown Rebel. Definitely.
That's a trick question. What is your favorite genre of music?
Oh, that's tough. It's between jazz and probably classic rock, 60s and 70s.
Best movie you've ever seen?
Nacho Libre.
I love that one.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah.
when he says, "We lose all the time because you're fat," he says.
Yeah. I actually, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can show you. I have a Nacho Libre painting right there, right there. And it says it's the scene where he says, "I looked like a fool last night." Yeah.
Oh, that's way too funny. What are
Yeah.
you doing right after we get done recording this?
Working on music.
Cool.
Yep.
We've got a new song.
Mhm.
We mentioned it's going to drop on March 18th.
March 18th. Yep.
Wasted,
Mhm.
and you're going to let us premiere it.
Definitely.
It's going to be the outro, and we're gonna drop this podcast for anybody who actually ends up watching, because we do put these videos out for another week or so, that we're doing right now. And the song is Wasted, and
Mhm.
preview it for us, would you?
Sure. Do you want me to just talk about it?
Yeah.
Um, so the story behind this song is so I don't know if I've mentioned, but my goal for the next 6 months is to drop a song every 2 weeks. Um, and so originally, you know my homie Jakari, Kari T5. It's
Yeah.
my friend since sophomore year of high school. You know,
Seems like
that's
a
my guy.
heck of a nice fella.
Yeah, he's a really, really great dude. So we were gonna drop a song together, and that was gonna be the second release. So that was gonna be in the place of Wasted. And so I'm on the phone with him one night, and one thing led to another, and we ended up deciding to push the song back a couple months. So then after we got off the phone, I was like, damn, well, I have to make another song. I have to figure out something to put out. So I throw on YouTube and I listen to a beat. And the very first beat that comes on, the first thing that comes to my head, the first lyric that comes out of my mouth is, "I'm drunk in the studio and I'm thinking about you." And I'm like, okay, that's gonna be the song. And I made it that night. I just made it that night. It was I have had some drunken studio nights, and I'm sober right now, so I was 100% sober when I wrote that song, and for the foreseeable future. But I made that song not only just to fill that second release slot, but also just as this song is compared to my other more lyrical work. It's a little more laid back lyric wise. It's a little more repetitive intentionally, so it's a little more catchy, a little more of like a chill vibe, and it's kind of more of just a fun song to throw on at a party or have
Yep.
on when you're driving or something like that. And that's what I wanted to do. I felt like I haven't had a song where it's just kind of fun and laid back for a while, so I made
You got
that.
to have a party song in the catalog, right?
Yeah, and I
Every artist
haven't.
has to
Yeah,
have that party
and
song.
it's kind of
Yep.
funny because I definitely do not party, and I am never in the club. So it's just I don't know. I just feel like what, I'm not in that environment too much, but
Hmm.
I don't have very much music that fits that kind of vibe. So yeah, that's what I made that, and it's just a real chill, suave song.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's what it
that's
is.
really cool. We're really looking forward to it. Thanks for letting us premiere it.
Absolutely.
And this is a really special moment on this show. I'm
Yeah.
touched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for allowing it to be premiered here. That's really cool. I've never premiered my music anywhere other than by myself. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Hey, I think we talked about this in August, reality, but has the vision changed for you? What the big goal?
Um, hmm. Yes and no. I feel like the goal has always been to take this music as far as I can possibly take it. Um, and also, but there are also things, now that I am, a decade into this, more than a decade into this, there are some things that I realize, okay, like maybe that's not what I want. Maybe that's I don't want that. Maybe I'm more okay with this. Like, I don't think as of right now, this could change tomorrow. As
Mhm.
of right now, I don't think I want to be the most well-known artist in the entire world. I don't like my face on every magazine, and I don't really want that, just because like I really value my personal life and my privacy, and my relationships with the people that I'm close to. And I feel like when you're that much in the public eye, that's just harder to do, and
Sure.
it's just harder to live a
Yeah.
normal life. And that's really important to me. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to be as big as a Drake, but I definitely want to be like able to tour the world with my music, and take that as far and reach as many people as I can. So in a way, the vision always changes, because I feel like it gets just a little more focused and a little more
Yeah.
focused and a little more focused. So in that aspect, it does change, but in the other aspect, this is always what I've wanted. So that I don't ever see changing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you got a really cool dripping sweatshirt on there. Is that, is that some merch there from the
Yeah,
studio?
yeah, it's exclusive right now. I'm the only one that wears this stuff, but yeah, I'm in the talks with some people of getting some stuff out there, but it has to be the right time at the right moment, and I don't just do things to do them. I'm very calculated. But it could be available to people, sometime soon. You never know.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, let me know when it is because I love that sweatshirt. That's really cool.
Absolutely, man. You'll get one for free. You'll get a care package.
If you want, I can do all kinds of stuff with that. Get it out there. So
Yeah, absolutely.
DMND Studios,
Yeah, Diamond Studios,
Diamond
absolutely.
Studios. Yeah,
Mhm.
cool. So I've actually been thinking about new music and artist uh, uh, merch.
Great idea.
I've been I've been toying with the NMA Nation.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Great
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Really
Well,
good
thanks.
idea.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that a little bit later.
For
So
sure, for sure.
yeah. Time for shout outs. Want to give some shout outs to some folks?
Sure. I want to give a shout out first and foremost to the people that help me execute my artistic vision. My homie JM, I don't know where I would be without that guy. He has a mind of his own, and nobody else I know is like him. He's my creative director and just a really, really, really good friend of mine. So shout out to him. Shout out to my guy Patches. He's my videographer right now, who's been shooting all of my visuals and has me looking, as good as I do in my angles. Shout out to my partner. She is my personal photographer, because she is actually a professional photographer. So she shoots all my pictures and has me looking as clean as I do.
And they look
Uh,
good, and you look good.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
because of them. Because of them. It's all the magic that they do. But but yeah, shout out to them. And shout out to my parents. Shout out to my parents
Mhm.
for not always understanding what I'm doing, but always, always, always supporting. No matter what, always supporting. So yeah, those are the most important people in my life right now. So shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are my
There are.
people.
I love being able to provide that because there are some special people in everyone's lives,
Yeah.
and they do deserve the shout outs, no doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, they all definitely do. They are like I said, I feel like a very prevalent theme in my music is how much my people mean to me, and how much I care about my family and my close friends and people I consider family. And yeah, they're all just very. Oh, shout out to Jakari too. God damn, how could I how could I forget? Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Jakari, man. It's a really surreal experience to at this stage in my life, almost 24 years old, to still be making music with someone who I met when I was
Mhm.
14. That is crazy to me. So yeah, it's a really good feeling. So shout out to him too for always being one of the realest friends that will keep it 100% real with me no matter what. So yeah, shout out to all those people.
Awesome. And we can find Be a Man on all the streaming platforms.
Hmm.
You want to list those off at the top of your head and where we'll be able to find Wasted?
Yeah, yeah. So Be a Man is Be a Man with a period at the end. Be a Man is available Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, wherever you listen to music. And Wasted will be on all those streaming platforms as well, available on March 18th. And I haven't even it's crazy because to go back to your question, what am I doing after this? After this, I'm actually announcing Wasted because I haven't even announced it to anybody yet. I haven't put it on my social media. So I'm really, really premiering it and spilling the
We
beans right now.
we are really honored now. I mean,
Yeah.
this is special. This is you can only get this on the new Music and Artist Show.
Facts. Yep. Whoever, and I actually can't see who's commenting or who's in the chat, so I have no idea who's in here. But whoever has watched or whoever will watch from now until next Friday, they know. They know
Right.
before anyone else. Yep.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
Social media platforms, official reality, right? Everywhere.
Everything is Official Reality, Realxty, and then my music business profile is DMND Studios, Diamond Studios, across every platform.
Do you have a website?
I do, officialreality.com.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Reality. This I was excited all day that we were going to have
Yeah,
a chance to sit down and talk again,
yeah.
and you just bring it real, and you're honest with yourself. You're centered. You make my job a heck of a lot easier, and I truly appreciate you, what you do for music, what you do for other artists, the promoting my show. I
Yeah,
appreciate it so much. So,
absolutely.
we're all in this together, and you're the best, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I could say the same about you. I thank you. I say this a million times, but thank you for allowing me to have this platform and for your time. First of all, for your time, because I'm a busy man. I know you have to be a busy man, and for you to take time out of your day to listen to whatever the hell I have to say is just like is the biggest honor for me. So thank you, and for this platform, man, for just being down with the movement, man. Honestly, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thanks.
that.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. And anything else you want to add quick before we sign off?
No, just last thing that I want to say is just be kind to yourself and to each other. That's it.
Perfect. And with that, reality, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And our signature sign off. Enjoy the music, everybody.